Dear friends, up till now we have covered sp3 hybridization, and under sp3 hybridization we have studied formation of methane in which carbon undergoes sp3 hybridization, ammonia molecule formation in which nitrogen atom undergoes sp3 hybridization, and water molecule formation in which oxygen atom also undergoes sp3 hybridization. The geometry is different, the bond angle is different because of presence of lone pairs. Before going to sp2 hybridization and sp hybridization, in short I will try to again explain sigma bond, and first time, although it is very simple, first time we are considering what is a pi bond. Here I have written orbitals. Let this be the representation of 3pz orbital of chlorine and 3pz orbital of chlorine. As you know, chlorine atomic number 17, we are considering the formation of Cl2 molecule. I will not write the electronic configuration of chlorine, just I want to compare sigma and pi bond, that is the purpose of this. Half filled atomic orbital 3pz of one chlorine atom and half filled atomic orbital of another chlorine atom, one chlorine atom, another chlorine atom, 3pz atomic orbital in both the cases is half filled, and these two atomic orbitals means chlorine atoms approach and overlap, and electron pair is shared, single covalent bond is formed, means actually 3pz atomic orbital of one chlorine atom and 3pz atomic orbital of another chlorine atom, actually they overlap. The condition is that the spins of the electrons, if this one has clockwise spin electron, the other chlorine atom, 3pz atomic orbital of the other chlorine atom should have anticlockwise spin electron, and these two atomic orbitals when they overlap, I can show it in this manner. Sharing of an electron pair takes place. An electron pair is shared, nucleus of one chlorine atom, nucleus of the other chlorine atom, an electron pair is shared. This is the nucleus of one chlorine atom, nucleus of another chlorine atom, line joining the two nuclei, electron density is in between the two nuclei. Such type of overlapping in which electron density is in between the two nuclei, or such type of overlapping in which line joining the two nuclei passes through the shared pair is called as coaxial overlapping. Coaxial overlapping, and the covalent bond, since the bond is formed by sharing of an electron pair, it is covalent bond, and the covalent bond formed by coaxial overlapping, I normally represent or show it in this manner, coaxial overlapping is called as sigma, it is represented in this fashion, sigma covalent bond. Sigma covalent bond is stronger because electron density is in between the two nuclei, and because of this electron density which is present in between, the repulsion between the two nuclei decreases further and stability increases. The two p orbitals can also overlap in a different manner. The examples of this we are going to consider in sp2, sp hybridization concepts. In general, let me explain. P orbitals can also overlap in a different manner, which we call it as parallel overlapping or lateral overlapping. That one is coaxial overlapping, or sometimes we can call it as linear overlapping or end to end. This is parallel overlapping. If the atomic orbitals, suppose that this atomic orbital has an electron with clockwise and the another atomic orbital, p orbital, anti-clockwise electron, they can overlap in this manner. This type of overlapping is conditional. What are the conditions when this type of overlapping takes place? We are going to consider in our further discussion. But what is a pi bond? we should know it earlier before we switch over to sp2 and sp hybridization. When two p orbitals, suppose that px overlap in this manner, lateral manner, I show it in this fashion, then again sharing of an electron pair is possible. This is actual overlapping. In representation, we show it by lines for the convenience of writing the diagram. Actually, these two orbitals overlap in this lateral manner or parallel manner, and an electron pair is shared. Now, the difference between the covalent bond and this is that why we call this as pi bond. We represent by using this symbol pi bond. The line joining the two nuclei, nucleus of one atom, nucleus of another atom, this orbital of one atom and the p orbital of another atom, the line joining the two nuclei, electron density is not in between. Actually, electron density is above and below. Actually, on the blackboard it seems to be above, or actually it should be said above and, because it is a cylindrical probability. On plain paper or blackboard it seems to be above or below. Actually, the correct definition or explanation is that in this parallel overlapping, the electron density is above and below the line joining the two nuclei. Electron density is above and below the line joining the two nuclei. It is not in between the line joining the two nuclei, and therefore, the extra factor in case of coaxial overlapping giving rise to sigma covalent bond, being in that case the electron density being present in between, the repulsion between the two nuclei in that case would decrease to a certain extent. It is not possible here. The electron density is not present in between, therefore, the repulsion between the two nuclei, since it has overlapped, the repulsion between the two nuclei decreases, but it will not decrease to that extent as it has in case of coaxial overlapping. Therefore, the pi bond, parallel overlapping, lateral overlapping is a weaker bond. It is a covalent bond because an electron pair is shared, but this type of overlapping give rise to a weak bond, and therefore, we call as pi bond is a weak bond than sigma bond. Now, we are going to consider few examples in which carbon undergoes hybridization other than sp3. Carbon undergoes different type of hybridizations, where carbon forms double bond with not only with carbon, with some other elements, even with oxygen, nitrogen. The hybridization of carbon is sp2, and after this we are going to cover the example where carbon undergoes sp hybridization. What is it? Let us start with that. As we have already seen the electronic configuration, I have written already atomic number 6, 1s2, 2s2, 2px, 2py, 1, 1. So, the last electron, since it is present in 2py, n equal to 2 is the outermost shell, and number of unpaired electrons is 2. But when atoms approach, carbon and other atoms approach, we are going to consider the example of ethene. Actually, it can be any other example also. When hydrogen and carbon atoms approach each other, the splitting up of the electron pair in 2s orbital takes place, and one of the two electrons, which electron, if these two are of spin, clockwise spin, then the electron among these two which is having clockwise spin will get promoted to higher energy. That I have explained earlier also. Splitting up of the electron pair present in 2s orbital takes place, and one of the two electron get promoted to next empty orbital, and this is how during the molecular formation when atoms approach, splitting up of the electron pair takes place, and 4 unpaired electrons are now available. And since the explanation for valency of carbon to be 4 is possible, so 4 unpaired electrons are present and carbon forms 4 bonds, that we have covered already. But during ethene molecular formation, since during methane molecular formation and whatever we have studied for methane will be applicable for all those examples in which carbon forms all 4 bonds which are single covalent bonds. In ethene molecular formation and examples which match with this example, where there is a double bond of carbon, carbon undergoes what we say that sp2 hybridization. What does it mean? Limited hybridization. sp2 hybridization. It means that when atoms approach, as we have seen, the interactions take place, and because of those interactions in the outermost shell, the energy level of the atomic orbitals, the shape of the atomic orbitals and the directional orientation of the atomic orbitals, they get rearranged in new manner under these new conditions, so that again there is minimum repulsion, maximum symmetry, maximum stability. Here during ethene molecular formation, carbon undergoes sp2 hybridization, means 1 2s and 2 p orbitals out of 3. For our convenience, let us consider that 2 px and 2 py, 1 2s and 2 p orbitals. These 3 orbitals take part in mixing and recasting, and this third one 2 pz, for the sake of simplicity, 1 out of 3, let it be 2 pz. This third one does not take part in mixing and recasting. Why this difference? Why not all the atomic orbitals present in the outermost shell take part in mixing and recasting? It can be understood in a simple way. In case of ethene, 2 hydrogen atoms approach carbon atom. Actually, carbon atom is also approached by carbon atom. Each carbon is approached by 2 hydrogen atoms. The approach of hydrogen atoms to carbon, or the approach of all the atoms, is such that only the atomic orbitals, their shape, their energy levels, their orientation, the atomic orbitals in 2 directional orientations get affected. Third directional orientation does not get affected. This is the way in which the atoms approach. For the sake of simplicity, let us say that atoms approach in such a way that the 2 hydrogen atoms approach carbon. This is applicable to both carbon atoms. Here, the 2 hydrogen atoms approach the carbon atom in such a way that x and y axis get affected, means the atomic orbitals, their energy levels, their orientations along the x and y axis get affected. The interaction take place in such a manner, and the probability, the atomic orbitals, the sub energy level, the shape along z axis does not get affected. It will remain as it was earlier before the molecular formation. So, if it affects only 2 directions, for example x and y axis, the probability along the z direction, z axis, will not get affected, means its sub energy level, its shape, its directional orientation will remain same. It is the meaning of what we say that it is limited hybridization. S orbital is spherical, it always get affected because it is spherically symmetrical, the probability of electron. These 3 are having certain shape, dumbbell, and they have directional orientation. Since the approach is such that 2 directions get affected, x and y, and the orientation along third direction does not get affected. So, only these 3 orbitals, 1 2s and remaining 2p out of 3, let these 2 be 2px and 2py. So, 1 2s and 2 2p, these 3 atomic orbitals in the outermost shell of carbon get affected by approach of atoms, and they change their energy levels, they change their shape, they change their directional orientation, means we say that they take part in mixing and recasting. If these 3 atomic orbitals take part in mixing and recasting, they should give rise to 3 new hybrid orbitals. Now, these three new hybrid orbitals will be of equal energy and equal shape. Since 1s and 2p orbitals take part, this hybridization is called as sp2 hybridization. So, I have represented it in this fashion. 1s, when atoms approach the energy level which is produced, it is not enough to affect electrons present in 1s. So, it will remain as it is always. And since these three atomic orbitals mix up and give rise to three new hybrid orbitals, each one will be named as sp2, sp2, sp2. The dotted line indicates that whatever orbitals are present in it, now they have equal energy, equal shape. This can be represented in this fashion, or nowadays this is preferred. Carbon, when it undergoes sp2 hybridization, it can be written in this fashion. These three are of equal energy. Each one is sp2, sp2, sp2. Let me write it here. And this 2pz atomic orbital, the energy level, the shape will be its original earlier, but these three will be identical but different from this. Therefore, there is a gap. Now, these three will be having shape. Which shape? 33% spherical, 67% dumbbell. Energy level 33% spherical, 67% dumbbell. So, these three will be identical. The shape and the energy level will be corresponding to 33% sphericalness and 67% dumbbell, and these three will be identical. This orbital will be as it was earlier, unhybridized. That is one thing. So, hybridized, this is this both are same. This is hybridized state electronic configuration of carbon. Now, how these new orbitals, three hybrid orbitals and one unhybridized, how these should get oriented in space? The very simple logic, they should get oriented in space in such a way that there is minimum repulsion among themselves. Now, what geometry and our experiments say that these three, 33% spherical and remaining is dumbbell, these three equal energy hybrid orbitals of such a shape, if they get oriented in space in such a way that they are in a plane, suppose that they are in a plane of the blackboard. If these three come in a plane, sp2, 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 and now you can imagine if three equal energy identical shape hybrid orbitals, if they are in a plane for minimum repulsion among themselves, the bond angle means after the formation of the bond, the angle among the hybrid orbitals, let me say, the angle among the hybrid orbitals, may it be this or this or this, it should be 120 degree. It is but natural, because only if the bond angle is 120, 120 and 120, there will be minimum repulsion among the three hybrid orbitals sp2, sp2 and sp2. So, this is hybrid orbital of one carbon atom. But there is one more orbital which is unhybridized, 2pz. How this should be oriented in space? Again the same logic. This should be oriented in space in such a way that its sub-energy level is fixed, its shape is fixed, but how this should be oriented with respect to these three? Just now what we have considered is how these three should be oriented in space. These three should be in a plane making an angle of 120, then and then only there will be minimum repulsion, maximum symmetry among themselves. And this unhybridized, if it is oriented in such a way that it is perpendicular, if suppose that these three sp2 hybrid orbitals, they are in a plane of the board, the unhybridized 2pz should be perpendicular to the plane, means one lobe on this side and another lobe on opposite side of the blackboard should be perpendicular to the plane which contains these three hybrid orbitals. Let me represent that unhybridized 2pz orbital in this fashion. Two pz orbital, one unpaired electron each, electronic configuration of carbon. So, this is the explanation of one carbon atom which has undergone sp2 hybridization. Let me show the diagrammatic explanation. What I have developed is a model which can represent sp2 hybridized carbon. 1, 2 and 3, these three are in a plane, sp2, sp2 and sp2, and this one is unhybridized 2pz. Unhybridized 2pz is perpendicular to the plane which contains these three sp2, sp2, sp2 hybrid orbitals. So, this is the diagrammatic representation of sp2 hybridized carbon. This is diagrammatic representation of another sp2 hybridized carbon. The spins, let the spins be opposite, then and then the overlapping of orbitals is possible, and the unhybridized p, let me show it by using this colored chalk. 2pz, the spin should be opposite. Again sp2, 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 sp2 hybridized carbon, second carbon, sp2 hybridized carbon, sp2 hybridized carbon. Now, when these two carbon atoms approach, the overlapping will take place. Let me show the overlapping here itself, giving rise to sharing of an electron pair. This sharing of electron pair has taken place between sp2 hybrid orbital of one carbon atom and sp2 hybrid orbital of another carbon atom. Nucleus of carbon, line joining the two nuclei, electron density is in between the line joining the two nuclei. So, this is a sigma covalent bond, formed by coaxial overlapping of two sp2 hybrid orbitals. So, this sigma covalent bond is formed by sp2 coaxial overlapping, but the moment sp2 coaxial overlapping giving rise to sigma bond has taken place, the parallel overlapping giving rise to what we call as pi bond, it is represented in this fashion. It is actual overlapping, because if this is the outermost shell of one carbon atom and if this is the outermost shell of another carbon atom, actually the p orbital, the shape as if it is an ice cream cone, we are habitual in our chemistry to represent p orbitals in this fashion. Therefore, we have to represent by using such lines. It is actual overlapping. The moment two orbitals overlap, there is actual overlapping of pp, and this pp overlapping give rise to what we call as pi bond. So when sp2 hybridized carbon atoms overlap, one electron pair is shared by coaxial sp2 overlapping, giving rise to sigma bond, and one electron pair is shared by parallel overlapping of pp orbitals. At the same time, each carbon atom, since each carbon atom 1 sp2 hybridized, second carbon sp2 hybridized, each carbon atom has two more sp2 hybrid orbitals. They will overlap with hydrogen atoms, 1s1 electronic configuration of hydrogen atoms, opposite spin of course. On this side also overlapping of hydrogen atom, s orbital. Line joining the two nuclei, nucleus of carbon, nucleus of hydrogen. Electron density is in between the line joining the two nuclei. Nucleus of carbon, nucleus of hydrogen, s orbital. Electron density is in between the two nuclei. Same is true here. So carbon hydrogen sigma covalent bond is formed by coaxial overlapping of sp2s orbitals. So this is the orbital diagram of ethene. sp2 hybridized carbon, one sp2 of one carbon atom and sp2 hybrid orbital of another carbon atom, they overlap coaxially. Simultaneously, pp parallel overlapping will take place. So there is a double bond between the carbon atoms. One is a sigma bond formed by sp2 coaxial, and second one is a pi bond formed by pp parallel overlapping, and each carbon forms two more bonds with two hydrogen atoms. These are sigma bonds. Carbon hydrogen bond formation has taken place by sp2s overlapping coaxial. Electron density is in between the line joining the two nuclei. Such four bonds are there in ethene, two for this carbon atom and two for this carbon atom, and double bond. Among the double bond, one is sigma, one is pi. This can again be explained by using a model. Let me use this again. Earlier I had shown sp2 hybridized carbon. This is second model, wooden model of sp2 hybridized carbon. Okay. Now let me take this in a proper way. The plane in which I have whatever is in my hand, actually that plane, three sp2 hybrid orbitals and pp parallel, sp2 overlapping, I am showing it inserts. The moment sp2 overlapping takes place, you can imagine the pp parallel overlapping also takes place, and remaining two sp2 overlap with hydrogen. Let me show it again. sp2 when they overlap, the pp overlapping automatically takes place. This gives rise to double bond between carbon atom. One is single sigma and the another one is pi, and each carbon there are two sp2 hybrid orbitals remaining. Hydrogen atoms overlap here. Same will be true for the another case. Let us use again the orbital diagram which I have written already. Just now I have shown you the model, wooden model. Let us consider the bond angle. Bond angle is between the bond pairs, and bond angle is between the bond pairs which have taken place by coaxial overlapping, sigma bond pairs. Line joining the two nuclei, HCH 120 degree. The reason is very simple. sp2 hybridized carbon, they are in a plane, and for minimum repulsion they make an angle of 120 degrees that we have considered earlier, and therefore nucleus of hydrogen, if I join the nucleus of hydrogen and nucleus of carbon, nucleus of hydrogen, nucleus of carbon, line joining the two nuclei, the angle is 120. Same will be true if we consider in this fashion nucleus of hydrogen and nucleus of carbon, and nucleus of this carbon and nucleus of this carbon, HCC, even this will be 120. Same HCH 120, HCC, line joining the two nuclei, 120. So the bond angle is 120, and the geometry means HCH 120 and HCC, sigma bonds we have to consider. Parallel overlapping is extra overlapping actually. So this is the planar molecule and the bond angle is 120. Now how this is a planar molecule? It is possible to visualize by focusing on this model. These two, the big greens in my hand are carbon atoms, okay, and the pink are hydrogen atoms. These two yellow, actually those are not atoms. Actually PP parallel overlapping, to represent that I have developed this. Actually the overlapping does not come outside the area of carbon, it is in the area of carbon, outermost shell of carbon. Just to understand or make it easy, I have shown it outside. These two represent PP parallel overlapping, unhybridized p orbitals. Actual nuclei, line joining the two nuclei, decide the geometry. These four hydrogen atoms, these two carbon atoms, nucleus of hydrogen, nucleus of carbon, nucleus of hydrogen, nucleus of hydrogen, carbon and hydrogen. A plane, imaginary plane can pass through all the four hydrogen atoms and two carbon atoms. Imaginary plane will pass through two hydrogen atoms, two carbon atoms and these two hydrogen atoms. Imaginary plane will pass through this, and therefore this is the planar molecule and the bond angle is 120. I can repeat it, I can show this model again. This is basically a planar molecule. The PP extra overlapping does not decide the geometry, sigma bonds decide the geometry. So whatever sigma bonds are there, it gives rise to a planar geometry. It is all the atoms, 2 atoms of carbon and 4 atoms of hydrogen are in a plane passes through all the 4 plus 2, 6 atoms, but the bond angle is 120.